And since when I finished read Crescent City and ACOTAR series, this video of how the same ACOTAR and Crescent City, let's start that they both has 2500 pages to read. I wouldn't say that it's necessary 2500 pages for both of them. It could be less. But when I finish ACOTAR and I start to read Crescent City, I start to understand that many stuff is similar with ACOTAR. I understood that in Crescent City it was fairies from the ACOTAR world, but it's not about the similars. It's a different one, and I make a list of them. What I noticed, it's not about Sarah. It's many authors when they write the books, it's usually some patterns the same, and even characters the same, and here it is also the same, some stuff. And let's start from the war, because I think it's main topic for me, because fantasy romance book, you want to read about love, about some intrigue, maybe interesting characters, magic, right? But in the both of them, they're about war. It's everything circling around war. And for me, it's disappointed because Jenna doesn't like to read when it's romance and war. It's mixed together. It's not for me, but again, right? We have in ACOTAR war it was, and in the Crescent City it was war also. Next is humans and fairies, right? They were in the ACOTAR against each other, and in Crescent City it's again humans and fairies. They can't find peace between each other, so very sad. Next is Clarity, Recent. He was slave of Adamanda and was Clarity, and some people was slave of the fairies. In Crescent City, the same people slave of the fairies, and archangels, the slave of the Asteries. So here Clarity we have also. In the both series we have a powerful character who is everybody thinks that they're so bad, and afterwards they turn like a puppy, right? In the ACOTAR it was Recent, who is everybody so afraid, but afterwards we will read that actually he is Puffy Bear with Kishan and Azrael. They're like bad guys outside, like everybody knows that they're bad guys, but in the Villaris they are pretty good boys. And here is kind of the same. Hunt, who is everybody afraid of Hunt because he is so scary man, but when he is Bryce or with friends or with somebody else, we see that he is like a puppy, and he actually not so scary. And Hunt and Ryzen, they in general are pretty good, and they try in general to do what is right, but rumors about them very different than how they are. Next it's girls. Right, we already talked about boys, so time to talk about girls. Girls was the same. In the same characters they have that ACOTAR and Crescent City, Bryce and Farah, they both here spotty girls. They're like a girl who can write, who is in general like kind of child. He is like kind of child. Everybody think about them pretty bad, that they are kind of weak, they can't do anything. Here we see that Farah was shoot from the bow and arrows with arrows. Here we see that Bryce shoot from the rifle, right? And in general they turn to be very smart, very independent, very strong, very practical, and thinking for a few steps ahead, right? And surprised everybody. In general, it seems that they're actually very strong, not how everybody thinks that they are weak. So here, like kind of girls the same, boys the same, like no so much difference. Another it was Autumn King. I understood that probably in Crescent City it's the idea of Autumn King, it came from the ACOTAR or something like this, but seems that Sarah doesn't like exactly Autumn King, because Autumn King in the ACOTAR was very evil man, and here it is the same very evil man who is a dictator and who is torture the children, doesn't like them so much, and wants something from their children, and it seems that he doesn't understood what he wants from their children and disappointed. So yeah, Autumn King there was bad, and here he is bad. It's like kind of the same. Next, it's evil female who will torture our main character, right? In the ACOTAR, it was Adamanda who was tortured poor reason, and in the Crescent City, it was Sandral who was torture hunt, right? So there we have like evil torture female, and here we have evil torture female. About females, let's back to females one more time. We see that our girls, Bryce and Farah, they very sacrifice people, because we see that Farah, she came to the Amanda and stand on her knees to ask that Adamanda will release Tamlin, and she will do absolutely everything for Tamlin, and in general she is do absolutely everything for all her friends and relatives. She will give her soul, her body, her brain, everything she will give to them. And the same we have in the Crescent City also, with Bryce. She is absolutely sacrificed person too, and she sacrificed absolutely everything, and she also kneeling to the Sandral, to this like evil female, that she will release her boyfriend. And so it was in ACOTAR and Crescent City, kind of the same story. Again, we see that many characters in the ACOTAR, they was first evil, afterwards they turned to the good. In the Crescent City it was the same, like was evil, turned to the good. Hard to understand when the evil, when the good. Right, and next what it was, that main characters, they usually gain more power. So at the beginning they start that they don't have power at all, and afterwards they more and more have powers, and still seems weak, still need a mask or crown, or what else they have. They are like first lies, wars, like many stuff, and maybe afterwards they will defeat evil what they have. And again we see that in the ACOTAR it was seems Sarah had find many inspiration. It was many stuff there. I made another video about where Sarah took her inspiration. It was even Russian fairy tales. It was Beauty and Beast. It was Greek myth. It was something else. And here it was the same. What I find here, it was Sleepy Beauty, right? When they find Asteria and she was laid down there, so beautiful and everything. It was Sleepy Beauty. Pegasus, again, it's like Greek myth. And it was some other. I just didn't make a note of them, but it was some different fairy tales and myths what I noticed there. Like, so if you notice also, let me know. And if you notice some more similarity between these books, let me know also, left your comments, and we will see what else similar we can find. Of course we can a lot, because it's the same author, right? But in general it's kind of the same, these two series. Just ACOTAR for me is much more interesting, because they have the Laris, and it's much more beautiful and interesting world than here, because here it's like urban fantasy. It's like what we have around, right? Like buildings, phones, and other stuff. So I mean, they in general fine series, but ACOTAR just has more beautiful words, right? So if you're thinking about ACOTAR or Crescent City, for sure read ACOTAR. And if you want, after ACOTAR, read Crescent City, because first it's ACOTAR and after is Crescent City, because Crescent City you wouldn't understand so much, because Crescent City is going after ACOTAR.